So this is the first edition of the prize, and we decided to launch it particularly because we wanted really to harvest the best and latest thinking on army leadership. And we wanted to share within the army, but also learn lessons from other sectors, particularly business, civil sector, sport, health sector. And we wanted to understand what are the new ideas, what can we learn, and what can we implement in army leadership. We decided to focus on emotional intelligence because research shows that high levels of emotional intelligence are very important for outstanding leadership. A good leader is a leader who knows himself or herself, knows what motivates them, what triggers them, what frustrates them. And so they are able to manage their own emotions. But crucially, they understand the impact that their emotions have on others. They understand the dynamics of a group. They know how to manage crisis to motivate a team. So emotional intelligence really is extremely important, really at the core of outstanding leadership. And this is why we chose it as the first theme of our first essay prize. For those of you who are not into the nitty-gritty details of this essay prize, there are two categories: a senior category for established writers, and a junior one for writers between the age of 16 and 21.
I'd like to reiterate what we've already heard, both in terms of the gratitude for everyone who entered the competition. As Adam just said, we got a remarkable turnout, and there were some really excellent essays, and it was a really tough competition to judge. And yeah, we're very grateful for everyone who took the time and effort to submit an essay to the competition. And also I'd like to extend my personal thanks to both the team at Cal and the rest of my colleagues at NAM who really sort of made this competition possible.
Having read the two essays which we're going to recognise this evening, today, they are superb. They're both absolutely superb. It must have been a very difficult decision for the judges to make the decision as to who was the runner-up and who was the winner. And they're both on the subject of leadership and emotional intelligence in leadership. And they both speak to history and the importance of history. And so I do want to sort of double down on a few of the words that Glyn said before I award these prizes. We at the National Army Museum believe passionately that history is not just a hobby or a pet, if you like, but it's an applied craft. It's a working animal, if you like.
Say and echo Justin's point, just how fabulous they were. I'd like to also congratulate the National Army Museum and Centre for Army Leadership for inspiring something that will take us on a journey, no doubt over the next few decades, and long may this continue, to continue the process of learning about leadership. It's a live anthropological subject. We can all be better leaders day after day, and congratulations to those of you who've written essays.
I thought I might be able to share something, because I've got quite a diverse background that might be able to add to this topic. But until I really sat down and analysed it through the lens of emotional intelligence, I don't think I fully appreciated how my successes and failures, and I think I emphasise failures quite pointedly, how they've played out and the reasons that they might have happened because of emotional intelligence. And that was a real benefit. And then also from the conclusions as I worked through the essay, actually the conclusions that I came to about sort of courageous conversations and the requirement for them in the workplace. I'm now practicing that, and I'm now, I openly say I struggle with conflict. And so now I'm actively practicing being more comfortable at being uncomfortable. I see it as a self-development exercise. Any topic, if you sit down and reflect about your thoughts and feelings on anything, you're going to understand yourself a lot better. And I think in the army and any career path, you very infrequently get the time to sit down and reflect, and I found it a really useful exercise.
My officer training corps really got me involved with this. I thought it was a fantastic opportunity from the start, and I really thought it could test my skills as a writer and as a future leader. I think I've really learned a lot about myself and who I am as a future leader and as a follower. I think it's really allowed me to think about myself in that regard and that capacity, and it's allowed me to really think about who I'm going to be in the future.
We're thanking an awful lot of people tonight, but an awful lot of people have had a hand in making this essay competition what it is, and I think it's been a great success. So thank you to Major General Zach Stenning and Justin the JSCI for being here this evening, for handing out the prizes, and for supporting us over the months that it's taken to get to this point. I'd also like to thank all of the entrants to the essay prize. The team have read 100 essays. I had the pleasure of reading 18, and I was amazed at the standard. It was absolutely superb, and it was a really difficult competition to judge as a result of that. And you should be applauded not just in your endeavours to write these essays, but also making a really valuable contribution to leadership studies. I certainly learned a lot over that process of reading and thinking deeply about what you were saying, and having such a diverse set of entrants just made it all the more special. So thank you very much for that.